Hello, hello, hello. Today I want to talk about something that I haven't talked about in a long time. It's power, and it costs in the kilowatt hours, and with the brownouts. We have on the average anywhere from 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 brownouts a month. It varies. They're middle of the night, come back on, a couple hours later brownout, a few hours later brownout. Some days 12 hours a day, some days no brownouts at all. And so you just have to prepare for that. Even during the brownouts, you could probably lose 2, 3, 4 days of power. You know, if you take that minus not having a power, we still have high electricity bills. I would like to pay $250, about $400 a month for electricity. You're coming here to save money, but yet some of the guys are building these big homes and throwing 2, 3, 4 air cons on it, right? They're finding out, well, they can't afford all that. So they're putting batteries and solar on. But you can't buy the lithium because they're $600, $700, $800 a battery, just for one. A year ago, I could buy them for $200. That's life. You can discharge lithium 6,000 times, so the life of the lithium can go on for 10, 20, 30 years. A lead acid and a gel battery can last 1 to 2 years depending on the usage. The plates here aren't too good. A lot of people are building their own batteries, which I can do that and do my own lead acid. But the problem is the plates themselves. You got to get good plates. And you get them from US or somewhere like that. They sell them. You can get them from China, but the quality is very poor. And they deteriorate in time, and you find that you pay $100, $150 a battery. I mean, even a car battery here is going to cost you $100, $125, $150 USD for a car battery. I bought many of them, so I know. A good battery. I mean, a quality battery, not a cheap battery. Off-brand battery. So electricity here on the average runs me anywhere from 110 to 150, and that's with solar. I have few items on solar. I don't have my air conditioning on solar, so that includes that. So if you're coming here, better be prepared for it. The guy in Davao is paying anywhere from his last bill last month. He was $259, something like that. He paid, and he's only doing like anywhere from 200 300 square foot room. You have to really think about what you're doing, and it's on not all the time. There's a guy up in Luzon. He's paying a little over $400 a month for his electricity, and he's doing a small room 12 by 12. You have to really think about power outages. You have to think about where you're going to live, what kind of electricity you're going to have. It may deter you from living here in the future because you really need to think about this. If you're planning on building building a house, and you're thinking that, okay, everything's going to be fine, I'll put some solar on it, that's great and fantastic, but be prepared for the battery costs. Solar panels are fairly cheap, but the batteries itself, the very heart of the system is where you need to start on how you need to build it. It's like we're born with a heart and then we expand. Same thing on solar. You start with your batteries, how much you're going to have, what you're trying to supply power for, and then you buy the solar panels accordingly. I did it backwards before. I thought I knew what I was doing. But long story short of it, a lot of times people don't realize the batteries themselves is the key. But solar here and the electricity here is horrible. Some have what they call grid tie-in, where you can actually tie into the grid and with your solar and you get money back. Well, they don't do it in some areas. Some areas they do it. They won't do it where I'm at because it costs $400 a panel for them to do that. They're not going to spend 50 cents. So what you have to do, you have to plan for the future, not for the day. A lot of times people don't realize that that's going to be your major expense here. It's not going to be your rent. It may be your food. Between the food and electricity, you can spend up $1,000 a month easy. Maybe up to just the electricity and food. If you decided you're going to come here and have air conditioning, it can cost you $300, $400 a month. Some guys are paying more than that. I mean, I'm not telling all of them. I mean, if I would go down the list of the guys I've been talking to, there's some guys paying $500 and $600 a month for their electricity. And the sad thing about it is they're content, but then they see these $500, $600 bills, and they're saying, why did I move here? I'm paying $79 in the States. I first moved here out where I'm living now, same kilowatts, same kilowatt hours. I was paying anywhere from $20 to $40 a month. It's fine. It just keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up. The same kilowatts has gone up now to $140, $150 a month. Every once in a while, I might get a bill for 110, but that means that I had, this last month, I had a little over 30-something power outages. Maybe more, maybe 40. Some 12 hours, some 1 hour, some 2 hours, some 10 minutes, some 10 minutes later off again. That happens constantly. The reason why a lot of times people see that they do that is because once that meter goes off and you have all your appliances tied into it and they turn it back on, your meter goes like this. So imagine millions of homes and the meter's going to spin right up. You want to do that again? They spin up and so get more power, more charges, more peso. And that's what a lot of people are saying. They're doing it on purpose. So when you have blackout, brownout, unplug everything. When it comes back on, then you plug things in. But if you leave it plugged in, the air conditioner starts off again, it's going to spin like so fast. If you have the digital meters now, they're replacing now with digital, so they're getting your true time. The old meters, you could actually kind of play with this, that, and other, and they wouldn't, but boy, when that power comes on, I did it one time. I happened to be out there, and I saw my meter, and when it came back on, because sitting at the door, it's so hot when I lived in another place, and it goes like this. Really fast, because they always go slow like this, right? But when that power came on, it's all the surge going into the house with air cons and everything else. And not only that, the whole building, right? So imagine, because there was like 8 or 10 apartments in that building. That meter was going 100 miles an hour. You have to really plan for that. So if you're coming, you're building a big house, and you're going to be paying whatever for water and whatever, you say, okay, I can live here inexpensively. In some cases, your electricity and your food is going to cost more than what you're paying in the States. Or as much as, a lot of people are only coming here with $1,500 in their Social Security, or $1,600 or $1,800 or $1,200. There's a lot of people. I would probably say, when I was talking to the Social Security Department, when I was doing the survey, when I was talking to the counselor, he was telling me that the average income here in the Philippines is around $1,400. But he said right under that, the average person getting income here is $1,200 a month. That's the reason everybody's coming here, because they can live here with $1,200 a month and live fine. Or $1,200 a month, you're not going to live fine unless you have everything paid for in the States, like your car and your house, and you have low taxes. You're going to be fine because your medical's going to be taken care of there. In some cases, a lot more than it is here. So you're coming into a kitchen here where your electricity is going to eat you up, your food's going to eat you up, and not only that, then you're going to have hospitalization's going to eat you up. So you got to be prepared for, if you come here with $1,500 a month and you have $5,000 in the bank, you need to have 10 times that amount of money in the bank to just be able to just to maintain and hope and pray you never get sick, because that $50,000 will go really fast. Too many guys are telling me now, 50,000, 5,000 was enough. It's not even touch it now. 50,000. Recently, there was a vlogger who went to the hospital and he went and had an appendix done, and he paid $4,000. His appendix bursted, and he had paid $4,000. Well, they call it white skin tax. They charged him the white skin tax. You can have the same operation done here in emergency situations anywhere about $2,000. And so they gave him the white skin tax. Now, I know this because I'm talking about here, there was another guy, had the same thing happen to him, but his Filipina negotiated the price. Because you negotiate these prices, guys. You just don't take it in stone. It's like you can in the States. I had a $50,000 bill for my hand here because I fell and cut it, and it was $50,000. Doctor charged me 10. I paid him 10 cash, but the $50K was for the hospital, in and out one day. That was the operation and all the other stuff. I negotiated that bill down to $2,500. Negotiate your bills here also. I said, listen, I'm not paying you for all this other junk that you guys did. I know exactly what you guys are doing. I went right to the office. She said, well, sell your BMW. I said, I'm not selling my BMW. Because they run a report on you. You know, they know what you have. Once they put that Social Security number in, they know you have a house, they know you have a car, they know you have a truck, whatever you have. They know you have it. So I said, nope, not doing it. I'm not paying the bill. I'm not paying that bill. I said, get your boss in here. Get your boss in. Nope. I said, fine. So I walked out. About a week goes by. They call me on the phone. We're willing to negotiate. How about we down $2,500? That's the $2,500 done deal. He said, no, $25,000. I said, nope. $2,500. I got that available on a credit card right now, which I had a lot more. But I said, I'll pay you cash right now. She said, okay, hold on. Give me a credit card number. We're going to charge $2,500. Walked out a $2,500 bill. Never take hospital bills for granted like that. Negotiate your prices because it's all a game. You sell insurance, the reason I know that. So, but here in the Philippines, you have to really take the time and look at all details because you think everything's fine and dandy and everything's going to be perfect and everything's going to be good with the electricity and the food and the water. Be prepared because electricity, they predict, even online, if you predict the electricity is going to be 4 to 5 times the amount it's going to be within 1 to 2 years. It's going up again next month. It goes up on the average every month. If it goes up on the average every month, and it only goes up 1 peso to 2 peso, the nickel and diming. But you take it over a period of time, that 10 peso is going to turn into 20, it's going to turn into 30, it's going to turn into a lot. And before you know it, you're going to be paying double, triple, quadruple. Now, can you solve it? Yes. Put about 5 to 8 to 10 grand into solar, and you'll be set. And you're going to get your money back in 7 years or whatever, 5 years, 7 years. That's the only way to do it. Come here 100%, take about 10 grand and put it all in. An Australian and I had a great meeting. We had a great conversation. He didn't want to be videotaped in town here last month, and that's exactly what he did. He put 10 grand into his place, which is up in the mountain, and he travels from here to Australia back and forth, back and forth. He loves it here, but he loves Australia more. And so he comes here and they stay a few months and then they go back. But he said, here, I don't have to worry about electricity anymore. And he doesn't. So he took the 10 grand, put it in here. He said, I'll have it, and then I'll have it the rest of his life. So, and it's all lithium. So that's what you got to do. You got to plan it out. I could talk another 3 hours on this video because I get so angry. We just got our bill in. It's $145. $145 when I paid $40 before. So be prepared. You're coming here. Things are rosy. Things are fantastic. Things are great. And it's a wonderful place. Great culture, great people. But it's underlying issues you guys don't think about. Things like this you don't think about. A guy paying $400 and $500 a month for electricity and they live in an apartment? What's going on with that? Condo associations, condos. Be surprised, like One Oasis, these condos. Don't be surprised. Make sure you get all in. If you're going to rent a condo, get all in condo. The owner pays the electric. The owner pays the water. The owner pays all the fees. Don't get involved where you're paying separate electrics. Because if you burn that electricity and you're running that electricity every day, make it all in where he pays it. Because you're going to find yourself nickel and dime. That $200, $300, $400 apartment is going to end up costing $1,000. And a lot of guys are in for leases $1,000 a month plus food. So be careful. It's people don't think, they just do and think it's okay. But remember, you're not in Kansas. You're in a country that's completely different. And you got to watch everybody. Not everybody is going to treat you honestly. If they see white skin, you're going to get the white skin tax. So be prepared for it. I know I'm kind of rambling on here, but I kind of want to tell what's going on here. Because you know what? I may save somebody a lot of money in the long run. They may decide, okay, I'm going to come there and I'm going to rent. Or I'm going to do this instead of doing this. I'm going to do this instead of doing this. And it may give them different ideas. It's not like you can go to Mexico and you're paying $60 or $30 a month for electricity. This country is completely different. They have no nuclear power plants. They have nothing. They have one they're trying to turn on. It's on and it's running, and it's run by, they've got it running, but even if they have that on, doesn't mean it's going to supply the whole nation. It's not going to supply the whole nation with power because there's a lot of issues going on there. Underlying issues. There's, senators and all that arguing, whatever. But God bless everybody. Thank you so much, and thank you for watching my videos. See you guys next time.